Untranslatables Part 2. Hope you enjoyed the first part and you can't wait to hear what I'm going to present to you today. So, I am to present to you other expressions functioning in one language as one word or saying, and which have to be translated to other languages in a very descriptive manner. It's Kasia speaking to you, and today we'll have plenty of untranslatables from the European languages. You also see that weather conditions and climate could have helped in coining such expressions. And again, pardon my mispronunciation. So, let's start with the miscellaneous expressions from different languages as a warm-up. Something that I bet is very familiar to most of you. Georgian has an expression for it, and it is shemomdaim. The meaning of this expression is eating something because it is delicious, not because you are hungry. So I believe this concept of eating something because it's delicious and not because you're hungry may be familiar to you. Remember the expression from the last podcast, which goes eating because your mouth is lonely in Japanese. So my conclusion is we may be different, we may have totally different customs, but the love for food is something that unites us. Have you sometimes caught yourself on scratching your head trying to recall or remember something? So imagine doing this activity and imagine there is an expression for this particular action. It's in the Hawaiian language. It is called Panapo. So it means this very act of scratching your head in an attempt to remember something you have forgotten. And another one from Hawaiian, maybe it appeared, this expression, or it was coined because people often had got lost. It is called akehi. It describes the situation when you ask for a direction, but you immediately forget the way that somebody has just explained to you. And of course, once you walked off and there is no chance the person will help you again. And now, let's travel to Hungary and learn an expression similar to the German one when you laugh at somebody's misfortune. In Hungarian, it is called elmosolidodni, pardon my pronunciation, and it happens when you cannot stop laughing at something which is not funny. So again, I'm picturing my high school years when my best friend tripped over on the stairs and I, instead of helping her, of course, started laughing first. By the way, in my view, Hungarian belongs to the top 5 of the most difficult languages and probably is a strong opponent to Polish when it comes to difficulty. It's like Dothraki with all of the sounds. It's like Dothraki to me from the Game of Thrones. And I remember being in Budapest and trying to figure something out from the news or people talking on the streets. And actually, I could figure out nothing. I could just hear a mixture of French, German, Arabic, and so on. And talking about Arabic, I've got 2 expressions for you. So, the first one is Yakbuni. Literally, it means you bury me. So, when we say it, we want to express hopes our beloved person will outlive us and bury us. We want to die first because we cannot imagine living without the person. It's quite romantic, by the way. And the second one from the Arabic language is Samar. And it means to stay up late after the sun has gone down and you still want to enjoy the time with your friends. It's quite possible when you live in the regions where the average temperature is above 25 degrees and at least 30 degrees at night. So let's move on from very warm or hot climate to colder places and experience a bit of a thermal shock. So the Finnish language serves 2 great expressions, and I'm a huge admirer of one of them. I'm going to explain in a sec. And actually, it made my day when I discovered it, and honestly, I pissed myself laughing. So it's the expression is called Porunkusema, and it is the distance the reindeer can comfortably travel before taking what? What do you think? I'll give you a moment to figure it out. We could say it's a break to eat something, to relax, but in this expression, Porunkusema, this is a distance before taking a pee break. How cool is that? Imagine living in Finland, trading a reindeer, and the questions you may ask before taking one home. And you would ask, what's the distance that the reindeer can run without taking a pee break? It's ridiculous. It's hilarious, but it's so lovely on the one side. So this word reflects how the culture and environment we live in influences the word coining process. And the second one from Finland, something you may have experienced at some point in your lives, is a secondhand embarrassment. So you feel ashamed, not because you have done something, but because another person has. But still somehow you may feel awkward because of that. And in Finnish it has a name, is miotahapea. And again, pardon my pronunciation. So that's this expression, the second-hand embarrassment, and I really wish we had a similar expression in Polish. And when it comes to weather conditions and the environment, which can influence the language we use, have a look at the Danish expression, which proves it. I think it's quite windy there. The expression goes, "Det blåser en half pelikan." Literally, it means it blows half a pelican. So how strong the wind must be, so the poor pelican is like split into two. Is it a kind of a measurement unit, or is the wind so high the Beaufort scale is not sufficient? Come on, why? Tell me, please. We're still in Europe, and in the Netherlands this time, and the expression called ebiperen means you are at work, but actually you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You pretend you're super busy, but actually you fuck around and you are too lazy to lift a finger. So is such an occurrence so common in the Netherlands, hence the expression? Or is it just slang? I'm curious. Why? And talking about work, there are different jobs, but have you ever thought there is a special name for a person who pours water on hot rocks to make steam in sauna? So now you know. And in Estonia, there is an expression for such a person. It is called liiviskaja. Of course, it's not a profession and you don't have to undergo a special training. However, next time you're in sauna, you may appoint somebody to do it for you. And we're still in cold climates, but a bit up in north, in Iceland. So there is the expression dalaleetha, and it is a waist-deep fog that forms during cold storms after a warm and sunny day. Literally means a fog that sneaks up from the bottom of a valley. And when I say it, I can imagine it. So probably, I hope you will be able to do the same. It's a very nice expression. I really like that they have one word for this whole process. And now imagine looking through the window, having the feeling it's quite warm, and you don't need to put on a jacket, but once you leave the house, you realize it was a mistake. You've just experienced a window weather called gluggaveður in Icelandic. So it's a weather that looks pleasant from the inside, but actually it's very cold. And again, the expression I really wish we had in Polish. And the last one from Icelandic, tima, means unwilling to spend time or money on something, even though you can afford it. But you don't want, but you can. But why should you do it, you may ask yourself. So, all in all, you are tima and you don't spend the money. And now time for hotter climates. First one is from the Basque language. Imagine you haven't seen your friend for ages and you have a lot of to catch up. And all the feelings like euphoria, excitement, happiness, and so on that accompany you when you think about it is called aspaldico. Cool, isn't it? I experience it quite a lot when I'm going to see my friends. And next one, in Spanish this time, and Spanish also serves as two cool expressions. The first one is vacilando, and it means traveling when the experience of going somewhere itself is more important and pleasurable than the destination. So you don't think about the place when you're going to, but you focus on the process itself, the process of traveling itself. And I believe when you go somewhere, you have this kind of feeling inside. And the second one is a saying, encontrarse como un pulpo en garaje, literally, to feel like an octopus in a garage, but we use it when we feel confused, we feel uncomfortable, and we feel kind of out of place. It's like asking yourself, what the fuck am I doing here? Or where is everyone? What is happening? That's my feeling about this expression. If some Spanish speakers are listening to it, I am very happy to hear like your comments and if I understand it right. Now, let's move on to Italy. I bet everyone has once experienced a biocco. And whether being in Italy or in another place, to put it simply, it is a carb coma. It's a carb coma after a huge meal. So hands up, who knows the feeling after Christmas, Thanksgiving, or another feast that you may have in your cultures. The second expression from Italian is merighiare. Merighiare is a rest or a relax at midday, usually in a shady spot on a sunny day. And look how many factors need to be fulfilled. Midday, sunny day, but in a shady spot. So can I call it merighiare when I fail in finding a shady spot or I go for a rest in the afternoon? I just wonder. Next one is avere gliri per la testa. And literally it means to have a head full of crickets. Of course, we use it metaphorically, and then it means when you have a head full of nonsense, whims, fantasy, you come up with strange ideas, and you have fancy desires, and maybe you're kind of a space cadet to some extent. In English and in Polish, we may wish break a leg instead of saying good luck to somebody. And in Italian, it is in bocca al lupo, and literally it means into the wolf mouth. So personally, I'd rather break my leg than go into the wolf's mouth. And now, time for German, one of my favorites. It's a nation with very practical words and the language usage, and very direct, as you will see in a moment. So, the first one is Fachidiot. Fach, the first part, meaning you're an expert. Idiot, that's always close to English. So, Fachidiot is a person who is an expert in their own field, but an idiot out of it. Thinking if it's a compliment or not. Probably depending on the context. Next one is Schilderwald. And my comment here is that the German really care for the traffic and they want it to go so smoothly, but sometimes they overdo it because Schilderwald is a street full of street signs, but there are so many of them that you are more prone to get lost. So instead of helping the commuters and drivers, it makes them lost in the city. Number 3 is Schnapsidee. So it's a mixture of an alcohol and an idea in the expression. So it means such a ridiculous idea that you must have been drunk when you thought it up. It must be so practical, and probably the Germans, they come up with some ideas while drinking, hence the expression. Number 4, it's Torschlusspanik. It's a feeling you may experience at some point of your life when you feel you have missed all the opportunities that life gave you, but you haven't used them. It's a feeling you can see some kind of an imaginary door which would show you some extra opportunities, but the door is closing, so you're gonna miss it anyway. So in this expression, you feel it's too late to do something, to start a new chapter, to do something in life. And what's left for you is wondering what could have been done, but it's too late. And I think it may be a kind of a metaphor on the passing of human life, and focusing on the chances we didn't take. Next one, in German, Kummerspeck. So Kummerspeck can be a continuation to our carb coma mentioned before. It's extra kilos you gained because you ate your emotions, or it's so that's the first explanation, the first definition. But the other one, it's binge emotional eating because we realized we'd been eating our emotions and we had gained some extra kilos because of that. So then instead of going to the gym or starting a new diet, we just eat our emotions. So it's kind of a vicious circle of emotional eating then. And these two definitions can describe Kummerspeck. For the next one, I need some extra air since it's so long. It's Handschuhschnellballwerfer. German is the master of too long expressions. Anyway, this expression, don't make me repeat it, in slang functions as a coward. Literally, this crazy word means a person who needs gloves to throw snowballs. So you're kind of a wimp since you need gloves to touch the snow. Close to a coward, hence the expression, I believe. And a huge surprise from the German language, Backpfeifengesicht. Literally, a face in need of a slap. Why has somebody deserved a slap? No clue. To help somebody come to senses? That's the only reasonable explanation I can think of. Why? Why do you want to slap people? German people, why? Why do you want to do it? If you know, please tell me. And now, time for French. Pardon my mispronunciation. Depoisement. I know I mispronounced it. So it's Depaysyment. That's how it's spelled. And it's a feeling of being a foreigner in a new place. And also what comes with this feeling is a culture shock and disorientation. And we feel strange and we feel we are foreigner in this particular place. So this combo of feelings is in this expression. Number 2 is flâneur. It is a person who enjoys wandering in streets and soaking in the surroundings and appreciating its beauty. So maybe you can combine this expression with the previous one. So, of course, you are a foreigner in a new place, but why shouldn't you try to just wander in the streets, soak in the surroundings and appreciate the beauty of the new place? And another one, kind of romantic element, since it's French. La de exquise, probably. So it's spelled LADOULEUREXQUISE. It means the pain we experience when we love somebody, but the person will never return our feelings. So romantic, but let's say not the love with a happy ending here. Number 4, something that I used to do as a child and really enjoyed it. Chanter de yacht, literally meaning to sing a yogurt. So, you sing a song even though you don't know the lyrics, and instead you use nonsensical words and noises. And of course, you have fun, and you may feel like Adele or another singer. That's it. And we could have it in Polish and in English. I really wish we had it. And the last one, it's kind of a cherry on the top when it comes to French, I would say. So it's a saying, avoir le cigare au bord des lèvres. So literally, to have the cigar at the edge of your lips. But the meaning is to have an urgent need to poop. The French, masters of euphemisms. So I'm leaving you with this euphemism. So next time when you feel you have an urgent need to poop, you can say that you have a cigar at the end of your lips. And I think at this point we can call it a day. And thanks for being with me. Hope you enjoyed it. And it was Kasia speaking to you in Podkastynacja. Bye bye.